Wedding planning is a struggle. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, it's JaaackJack and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a get ready with me and talk about the wedding struggles. I feel like everyone has a different wedding experience and I want to share this but also document it for myself to look back on because I know in the moment these are really frustrating things, but later on I can look back at them and I'll probably laugh at them. So I will list everything that I'm using in the description box if I'm not calling it out. But I do want to shout out, Pixie got these new lip balms. This is in the color Nectar. I love a good lip balm. Okay, let's go ahead and jump on into it. So I believe by the time that you are seeing this uploaded on my main channel, I've already kind of shared this part in the wedding planning. We are having kind of a destination wedding, but it's not like a cool destination or anything like that. We are actually getting married in Oklahoma on my family's property, and I'm actually so excited about it. But we didn't think, when Johnny and I always thought about our wedding, we didn't think that was something we could even consider because between Johnny and I, he has the bigger family and most of his family is here in San Diego. So it was just kind of common sense. We would always have a wedding here in San Diego. But once we got engaged and we started looking at venues, you guys, it was insane. They're so expensive and they barely cover anything. Just the venue alone is just so wildly expensive, and you still have to pay so much more on top of that for decorations, food, drinks, so much. And so while we were talking with my parents, Johnny and I both said we would actually love to get married in Oklahoma on my parents' property. And of course they were excited about that, which now brings me to my first struggle that we experienced in wedding planning, and it was feeling the need to ask permission to have our wedding in Oklahoma. Is everyone okay with that? Would you guys go out there? Because we know majority of our guests would be traveling out to Oklahoma. And that was just super uncomfortable. It was multiple conversations scattered throughout multiple weeks. And it was just uncomfortable every single time for me and Johnny, because when asking it, we immediately felt like a burden to everyone. And obviously people aren't jumping up and down of course I want to go to Oklahoma. I get it. I get it. But looking back now, and my advice for anyone planning a wedding is don't feel the need to ask permission. This is about you and your future husband. You guys do what works best for you. If it makes more sense financially for you guys to get married at a different location, then do it. If everyone's not able to go, that's okay. At the end of the day, you're getting married to be together forever with your spouse. You're not getting married for the family. Does that make sense? So I think if I could have a redo there, I think Johnny and I would have just planned it without feeling the need to ask permission. We would have just said, we would have sent out save the dates, hey, it's going to be in Oklahoma. Done deal. Instead of hey, can we have a wedding in Oklahoma? Would you guys be okay? Would you guys go out there? We would just save the dates. Because it also didn't feel great either being in those conversations. It just makes you feel ugh, I'm sorry that I'm doing this, but anyone else want to cough up some money for a wedding here in San Diego? This just makes more sense. So I would just avoid those conversations altogether next time. So once we got past that hurdle, my next struggle was wedding dress shopping. So this is kind of two parts here. The first part that was such a struggle for me was that I didn't truly know what I wanted in a dress. I went into wedding dress shopping with the mindset, I just want something that's flattering on me. I don't really care what it looks like. I don't have specific details in mind. I just want something that's flattering. And that's hard because it's hard to narrow down, when you tell the stylist or designer, whoever you're working with, when you tell them what you want, they're what style are you looking for? I'm I have no idea. I have no idea. So I went to multiple different bridal shops to try on wedding dresses, and I was in these beautiful dresses and I thought, wow, this is such a beautiful dress, but how do you know this is the one? I think all of these are so pretty. How do you actually pick? And I feel like that was so difficult for me because I took my sisters for the most part, because I went so many different times, but for the most part, my sisters were the ones that went with me to almost all of them. And they would say like, oh, I love you in this dress. But then it wouldn't like, I wouldn't feel connected to it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. This dress is pretty, but like, is it the one? Like, I really wanted that feeling and that confirmation, like, this is the one. So that was my first struggle, just being indecisive. And that brings me to the second struggle, like the part 2 of wedding dress shopping. It was such a struggle not to get Johnny's input on my wedding dress. Like, that's the only opinion that I really wanted to hear. And like, I couldn't show him my dress. I couldn't show him pictures. I really just wanted to show him, here's my top picks. You pick my wedding dress. Like, I really just wanted his input. And that was like, I know that sounds silly, but that was such a struggle. Like, it was so hard. Even now, I'm like, I love my dress that I chose. I think it's beautiful, but it's still like, I want to know that Johnny likes it. Like, that's the only opinion I truly care about. And I feel like nobody ever really talks about how difficult that is, like making a decision like that, because wedding dresses are not cheap. So making a decision like that and not getting your significant other's input. So I am actually going to do a video talking about my wedding dress shopping experience, showing the dresses that I tried on and showing the day I actually did say yes to the dress. But I'm going to hold off until after the wedding. But I'll tell you now, the dress that I did say yes to, I tried it on once and my sister actually didn't love it, but I loved it and I couldn't stop thinking about it. So we left and I just kept looking at this picture and I kept trying to convince my sisters, like, I love this dress, you guys. Like, I don't see anything wrong with it. I was basically trying to convince them to say yes to it. But I was like, you know what? Ultimately, it's my decision and I get that. And the dress is supposed to feel like me and not like be me and my style, not them and their style. Even though I do value their opinion and their input, and I know they wouldn't like make me look stupid, but I just couldn't stop thinking about this dress. So I was like, okay, let's go one more time. So I went back and this time I took my mom, and then the lady like remembered me. I like walked in and she already remembered to grab that exact dress, which is funny because I didn't even tell her what dress. She just knew. That's so funny. She like just knew. I walked in and she already was grabbing that dress for me. And I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about that dress. And she's like, I know. And I tried it on. And then when she asked me the question, are you saying yes to the dress? I started crying. So that's how you know it's the one. I really didn't know I'd have that moment, but I'm so glad that I did. I really needed that confirmation. There'll be a whole separate video talking about that, but that was just a little sneak peek at my wedding dress shopping experience. But what a struggle going in and being so indecisive, and also not knowing what I wanted, and then 3, not getting Johnny's input. I literally hated that. Okay, the next struggle, wedding planning struggle, was the RSVP list. And I feel like this one is very common. I feel like most brides that I've talked to, they've shared this same struggle. Like, getting people to RSVP is so difficult and so annoyingly challenging. And I thought I made mine so easy. I made a Google sheet, like a Google form for people to fill out. I did a QR code on the invite. You just, take a picture of the QR code. It'll bring you to the Google form and you just fill it out. Like, it was very basic and simple. I didn't do an elaborate wedding website or anything like that. I just did a Google form. And then all of their answers were submitted into a Google sheet. So I would just like look through that and like kind of confirm everyone. I thought that was so simple and so easy, but it's mainly like the older guests. They have no idea how to do any of that stuff. And I kind of like put my foot down. I was like a little firm here. I was not going to RSVP for anyone. Like, if someone tells me, oh yeah, go ahead and put me on the list, like I'll be there. I was like, no, you need to go to the form. Like, I made it easier where like, yes, there's the QR code, but anyone who was struggling, like I would text them the actual link to the form. So I was like, go here, fill it out. Even then, people still took forever to fill it out. So Johnny and I, the timeline of us getting engaged, planning this wedding, it's all very short. So we actually didn't send out save the dates. We just sent out the invites because the timeline of all of this is just so quick. Like, who plans a wedding in less than a year? That's crazy. So when we sent out the invites, I gave, I think, 2 to 3 months until like the deadline of the RSVP. And I thought that was enough time because like everyone we were inviting, they already knew the date. And so I gave them 2 to 3 months. By the deadline, it was just my parents and my sisters that had RSVP'd. That's it. Everybody else on our guest list was after the RSVP date, which was fine. Like, honestly, it wasn't the end of the world, but it's insane that just like less than a month away from the wedding, I'm still getting people RSVPing. And I'm like, girl, I don't have enough tables anymore. And then on top of that, this goes back to like older people just not knowing how to do the RSVP. But I was talking with Johnny's mom, and there's like other tias and uncles that are like going that never RSVP'd. And I had no idea, like it was never communicated to me that they were going. And I was like, how was I supposed to know that? So the RSVP, that whole situation was a struggle. I don't know if there's like an easier way. Like, is there a foolproof method to get people to RSVP? I don't know what it is, but if I have any like past brides in the comments or even current brides, let us know in the comments, like, what did you do? Like, what was your foolproof way to get people to RSVP? I thought mine was so easy, but no, it was a struggle. So I'm actually not going to use eyeshadow today. I think I'm just going to go in with my bronzer and just add some color into the crease, just so there's like some depth and dimension to my eyes. I do want to put on false lashes. I'm just trying to get more practice in before the wedding. So my next struggle is, it kind of goes back to me being so indecisive. It's idea overload. I like so many things. I'm not super particular about things, so it makes it super hard. Like me, my sister, my aunt. My aunt is my wedding planner and wedding coordinator, if I haven't mentioned that already. We're all looking at like Pinterest and TikTok and sending each other all these ideas, and I say yes to like almost every single one of them. And it's not realistic to do every single one of them. So that's been hard. And then we have like calls and meetings, and they're like, okay, Jackie, pick. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, can you guys pick? Like, what do you guys think looks best? It is not fun being so indecisive. Like, that is such a terrible quality to have. But I am just so indecisive, and I like so many different ideas. I think it would be fun though to do a video where I share my Pinterest board and share like what actually came to life, what was just like, that was too crazy of an idea, like that wasn't realistic. And I also would like to like go through my very first wedding Pinterest board that I made in high school. I feel like, I haven't looked at that in a long time, but I feel like that'll be really funny to look back on, because I'm sure the style that I used to like when I was in high school, completely different to the style that I like now. So I think that'll be a funny video. Let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that. We can call it like wedding Pinterest board reality versus expectations versus reality, or something like that. Let me know if you guys would be interested in a video like that. Talks about the weather. There's been talks about what color to wear. And I'm just like, dude, these are little things. Like, if you don't want to go because the weather's going to be bad, don't go. They're little things now. And I think I've gotten to the point, since we're in the final days, where like, I don't care. Me and Johnny are going to get married regardless. Like, come or don't come. Like, that's the mood I am in the last few days. And I feel like most brides kind of get like that, because I think also most brides are also ready for all of this to just be done with. And I'm sure it doesn't stop there. I'm sure the day of the wedding, I'm sure people are gonna annoy me then too. But one thing I do like the Lord has been putting on my heart and something I want to share too, to like encourage other brides. You can speak your mind. You can, voice your opinion, say what you want, but you have to remember that at the end of the day, these are still your friends. These are still your family. Like, they're not going anywhere, especially if the ones annoying you are family. Like, they're not going anywhere. So like, be mindful of how you speak and make sure that even if you are annoyed, still speak with love. Like, all I'm trying to say is like, yes, you can speak your mind. Like, you're the bride, it's your day, but don't forget you have to go home and still like live with these people. Like, you still have to like see these people on the regular. So like, don't ruin relationships just for one single day, or don't break bonds just because things aren't going perfectly. So that's something that the Lord has been putting on my heart throughout this whole experience. Like, whenever I do get annoyed, I'm like, I'm gonna hold my tongue a little bit, because these things aren't as important as the relationship that we have with our friends and family. Like, that's more important than like the silly little details of a wedding, which is just one day. I know I've seen so many TikToks where people like, they ruin friendships or relationships because of the drama that happens on weddings. And I just want to encourage you, don't go that route. It's not worth it. And there's always a way to voice your opinion, but still speak with love at the same time. And I always go back to how Jesus spoke. And when you read the Gospels, he was not a people pleaser. He spoke the truth, and he spoke it like it is, and he wasn't afraid to like put people in their place. And you can do that in a loving way. You don't have to be mean and nasty about it. So I'm really thankful that the Lord has just kind of guided my tongue and my heart in that way, to not have conversations like that ruin bonds and ruin friendships just for this wedding day. So yes, I am going to speak with love as much as I can, but I can still admit and be honest that people are annoying me. People are annoying me. Okay, I think I'm done with my makeup. I've been chit-chatting for 10 years now, so let's go ahead and finish up this hair. I think I'm just gonna straighten it, to be honest. Let me see. Because with this top, I really like this top, but it's also kind of weird at the same time. Normally, when I've worn this top in the past, I would do like a really long necklace, but I don't really want to do that. So I think I will just wear my hair down. Like, this is a type of top that if you leave your hair up, it just looks weird. Like, this looks weird. We can admit it. You can go ahead and say it in the comments. I know, it looks weird. But with the hair down, I think it'll look okay. I might just like straighten my hair. Let me see. Let me look in the mirror real quick. See, I feel like the hair is like an accessory. It's like my long necklace. This to me already looks better, but I do want to do something up here. Ooh, I know. I'm going to do 2 braids right here on the side of my face. Okay, let me go straighten my hair, because I straightened it a couple days ago, but this is what it looks like now. So let me go flat iron my hair in the bathroom, and then do 2 braids here, and I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, I just did my hair, and I just realized I didn't do my eyebrows. How did you guys not tell me? You almost let me walk out of the house without my eyebrows on. So I got these products from Merit Beauty. This is the Brow 1900 in light brown. This pencil is super pigmented and super creamy, so I feel like you need like the lightest hand with this. Also, how did I go the whole video without telling you guys? I lost a nail and I feel like a one-legged pirate right now. This is another reason why I don't really like to have my nails done anymore. I'm just doing it for wedding season right now, but like, this whole situation, I feel so weird. I don't like it. Also, it's just harder to do things with long nails. Like, I cook and bake a lot, expressing Zoe. Like, it's not easy with these nails. So like, after the wedding, I don't think I'll have my nails done very often. But my sister, Little Brookers, actually does my nails. She's so talented. Like, she's so good. But yeah, I don't really like having my nails done. I was doing my hair and I was like, something looks incomplete with my face. And it's the fact that I didn't fill in my eyebrows. And then I'm gonna go in with the Merit Light Brown Volumizing Pomade. So with my hair, I didn't do a 3-strand braid on the sides because I have layers and like my face framing pieces and they were sticking out really weird. So I did a rope braid instead. I do have a tutorial on how to do rope braids. I will leave that video linked in the description box if you guys want to check it out. But rope braids are great if you, number one, don't know how to braid. Like, it's just so much easier. But also with layers, because you're like doing so many twists, it like keeps the layers in. You can see it's kind of poking out there. But with a regular 3-strand braid, those layers were gonna stick out way more and look way funnier. So this was a better solution. Okay, brows done. Let me put my shoes on and we'll finish up this entire look. Okay, here is the final look. I have this like, I don't even know what you call this, like poncho blouse. And then you can't really see, but I'm in wide-legged pants, or not really wide-legged, more like boot cut jeans. I don't know, what do you even call these? Here's what they look like. And then my favorite shoes, whenever I wear these pants, these are my favorite shoes because these pants are a little long for me, but these shoes are perfect for it. I love it. But that's it for this get ready with me and my wedding struggles. I'm sure day of there is going to be more struggles because that's just bound to happen, but it's just one day. We're going to breathe and just trust in the Lord. It's all going to be fine. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.